Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for, this is actually going to be a 2022 jumpstart reading. So we're going to see how you can get a jumpstart on the year of 2022. I am going to, just so everybody knows, I am going to do full-on 2022 readings, but just wanted to do something like how to get started right now, how to kind of get a jump start on the energy, right? Next year's a good year, so I think people should get started. Even though at the end of the year in October we do have Mars going retrograde, not that big of a deal, but just something to think about. So let's see here, Cancer, what we have going on for you. You start off here in the year right now with the higher power energy. So I do feel like some of you are being guided at this time. You have this change card here, the death card. And it wouldn't really surprise me. I mean, I'm just starting out doing these readings, and I just have a strong feeling that pretty much everybody is going to get some sort of, needing to make some sort of big change. Just because of the year, just because of the way the year is going to be. So I feel like a lot of us are being guided towards making changes. I feel like people who are comfortable in like new environments are going to be very successful in 2022. And so if you want to get a jump start on the new year, I would like start thinking about getting comfortable in a new environment. That could mean pretty much anything. It could mean that some of you could be moving. You have the Chariot here, which we'll talk about in just a minute. You have the Ace of Wands as well. It's like I think people that are comfortable with kind of like rapid change are going to be very successful. And again, it's showing up for you only here, Cancer. So I'm not referring to like all the other signs. It's definitely showing up for you here. But I feel like being able to evolve and adapt in any area of your life is and being like open to the change is what's going to make you the most successful. So it's just something I would think about here. If you're uncomfortable with change, for example, in a certain area of your life that's important to you, it might be a good time to like, figure out some skills that make you more comfortable. Or it might be a good time to kind of like discover some ways to get comfortable with the changes, or it might be a good idea to learn how to adapt to certain changes. So it's like if you're worried about your work, then, I would learn about how to adapt to those changes. If you're worried about love, again, I would just look at anywhere where there's a change coming in. And that's really what I'm getting here. Even, not to skip too far ahead, but in your first diagonal here, we have the Death card to the Page of Cups to the Four of Wands here. I feel for you, especially for those of you that are interested in love, I think the thing that you should look at is like, and I'm pretty sure it's funny because I think I said this to you recently, Cancer, like if there's a certain point where you get in a relationship and maybe you run away, or maybe you end the relationship, or maybe the other person does too. It's not your fault, right? It's not always your fault here, Cancer. That's not what I'm suggesting. But it's like maybe there's a certain point where you get to that point and things, go upside down. Things, kind of maybe go in the direction you don't want them to go. I would look at that and I'd say, I feel like you have a good opportunity here this year to end that cycle or to push past that point in any, like really not just love, but any area of your life. And I feel like that would give you a good jump start on the year. You have the Death card, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands here in this first row. So I feel like you're undergoing a transformation here, clearly, with the Death card. It was weird because when I put the Death card down, again, it was more kind of like saying to me that it was talking about being comfortable with change. Those were like the words that were popping into my head here, Cancer. It was like more about embracing the changes that come your way instead of allowing them to like mess up your day, right? So I don't really think this is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. Although, some people are uncomfortable with rapid changes. Totally understandable. But I feel like there are going to be a lot of changes for you in 2022. And I think just, again, mentally preparing for that is a good thing, right? This whole reading is about, getting a jump start on the year. And the feeling I get off this first row, again, Death card, Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, kind of like the feeling I get from this is I don't really even get chaos energy, but I just get changes, where it's like maybe you expect certain outcomes with this Ace of Wands. And I feel like the Five of Pentacles is disappointments, but I feel like it's just saying, like, you might see things as an end, but it's not the end, is what the Ace of Wands is saying. It's like funny because the Ace of Wands is normally in the reverse. It's a card of a false start or things, not going the way you want them to go. But I feel like this is saying, get to that place where you normally would give up and then keep going. Push past it, right? It's almost like this is saying, I don't know why this is so important, but it is. It's like, I feel like this is saying, don't take no for an answer in any area of your life. And, like, obviously, yes, if a person tells you no and they're drawing a boundary, don't push past that point. Obviously, I always get some jerk in the comments who's always like, well, if someone says stop doing something, I'm like, oh my God, like, seriously? Right? So let me stop you right there to that hall monitor person. But for everybody else, that's normal, that can read between the lines. I feel like this Ace of Wands is saying there might be certain moments in your life where you're like working on a project and normally you would quit, or maybe a person says no, or there's like some sort of obstacle. I really feel this reading, mostly this first row here, is encouraging you to push past those points, because I feel like that's where you're going to get the most growth in the year of 2022. But I also feel like you're going to like realize how much is inside of you, like how powerful you are because of that. Like, what do you know? With the Death card, you have the Five of Cups. Needing to turn around and needing to see what's left over. It's like he's crying over those 3 cups, but if he turned around, he would see the 2 cups behind him, and he would see the bridge and the castle. I'm telling you right now, this first row is very obvious to me, and just intuitively as well. I feel like it's saying there is a ton of gold, there's a ton of value beyond the point of no return, or beyond the point where you would normally stop working on something. Could be a relationship, doesn't have to be. Could be in business, it could be in work, it could be in anywhere else. But what I would say is pretty much I would start working on this now. Again, this is how you can get a jump start on the year now. It's like if there's something where you feel like quitting, I would just push it a little bit further. Doesn't mean you have to stay there. Doesn't mean you can't leave eventually if you're working on a project you hate or something like that. I would just, just see what is beyond this point. See what is beyond the disappointment, right? Because I feel like you're going to be discovering things that you've never like discovered before, and that's what's so important here. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords, victory, success, fortitude. Ace of Swords is a card of fortitude. It's like a card of strength. It's a card of building strength, and that's what I feel like is going on here. And with the Ace of Wands, are you kidding me? You have the Ace of Cups here as well. 3 aces, love it. Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, being very happy. I think this is one of those moments where this first row is like really encouraging you to push past a certain point. It's like you might have that little voice in the back of your head that's like, give up on this relationship because everybody leaves you, right? I feel like this is saying maybe you're in a relationship and maybe you're afraid to see what's at the next level because maybe everybody leaves you. But this is like saying, hit that, smash that little voice in the face with the sword. And move towards the Ace of Cups, love, abundance, good things. It's like the universe wants good things for you is what this first row is saying to me. But to experience it, it's like you're going to have to, again, push yourself past the point where you would normally give up. Pretty simple. Next, you have this Rose's Kiss card here, Cancer. I feel like there's a lot of luck coming in for you here. Even in this row, we have the Chariot, your card, showing up here at the bottom. So the Chariot, it can be kind of like a card of luck and good luck, but it's another card of asserting your will. Again, like pushing yourself through something. And that's what I feel like is important here. But I do feel, for whatever reason, I'm just getting luck. I feel like there is a lot of luck coming in for you with that card. You have the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Chariot showing up in this row. So I feel like there is some sort of like victory that is coming in for you here with the Chariot, which I like. But again, I feel like for some of you, I feel like there's a need for you on this Chariot card to like focus on what you have built in your life. He's coming from this city. There's a city behind him. It usually kind of represents, everything that he has known. It kind of represents where he has come from. But for some reason, I'm kind of like intuitively feeling that this is something that you have built in your life. And I feel like it's going to be very important for you to like look at all the things that you have created in your life. And I feel like that's going to kind of like push you forward here. I do feel for a lot of you that there are going to be a lot of opportunities for you to adventure. Page of Wands is a card of adventure, travel. It can represent going on an adventure as well. And I would definitely take advantage of those opportunities. I feel like there could just be like a lot of fun, a lot of good things, available for you if you go on an adventure, if you go travel, or if you do things that you want to do in your life, right? So I would like get out there and, have a lot of fun is what this is saying. I also feel that there is luck in love. If we look at this right here, though, I mean, Death card, 5 of Cups, Page of Cups, 4 of Wands. Again, I get this feeling of needing to push past a point you normally would in a relationship, and needing to kind of like see what's on the other side, so to speak. But I do feel like this is new love that is coming in for you. I'd say if you're already in a relationship that is a positive relationship, as long as it's a positive relationship, then I feel like this is saying, like, encouraging you to push past the point where you would normally give up. Or, again, sometimes, again, I'm not blaming you here, Cancer. It could be the other person. Maybe you always end up with a person who gives up on you for whatever reason. Obviously, we can't control other people, but I would look into that. I would say, like, what, I would be looking at that and saying, like, what is it about the people that I choose that makes them give up on me, right? Or, what is it? And, you're going to have to look at yourself for that answer, right, Cancer? With the Page of Wands, you have the King of Swords here. I like this. Again, I feel like if you're attracting love, you have almost all 3 kings here. All 4 kings is what I meant to say. And all 4 kings, like Emperor energy. So for a lot of you, I feel like you could be, sometimes when this happens in reading, I don't want to speak too soon because we could still get the 4th king. But whenever I get this, to me, it represents the fact that we could be attracting a person into our life who is developing. It's like we could be attracting a person into our life who hasn't reached their full potential yet. I don't like to use that word because, it's like it's not about attracting a person with potential, right? But to me, we could be attracting a person who is kind of like in a stage of development. So it's like almost like maybe they're not ready for us just yet, or maybe we need to realize that we could be attracting a person into our life who is about to become like emperor status. And again, I don't attach gender to my card, so it could be any gender that's coming in for you. With the Page of Cups here, you have the Tower. Number one, some of you could be attracting a Scorpio into your life. You have the Death card and the Tower. So there could be a Scorpio coming in for some of you. For others, I do feel like it could be a little bit of a surprise, this love that is coming in for you here. I feel like something is being kind of broken down and you're kind of like realizing something or having a realization about love with that Tower card. I'm going to clarify the Chariot, and then I'm going to go back and clarify the Tower as well. Yeah, you have the Fool here, really asking you to take a leap of faith here and go on some sort of adventure. So I would definitely do that. With the Tower here, yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Look at all 4 aces right here. There's like a very solid offer coming in for you. It could be a surprise for sure that's coming in for you. There's something about the Tower breaking down. The whole point of the Tower is that we have built the walls up around us too high. And the people are falling out of the Tower because they need to like come back to reality. They've protected themselves from things for too long. They have built the Tower, up around them too high. And so it's like they kind of are in the air. It's like they're not seeing reality. And in a lot of ways, the Tower can be uncomfortable. It can be a wake-up call, but the Tower is a good thing because you're coming back down to ground. It's like you're grounding something in reality. And maybe for some of you, again, maybe that's a little bit scary for you in relationships is kind of like the reality of the relationship or, needing to ground it in reality as well. Like, I think for some people, it's like the fantasy side is great. But then it's like maybe having the commitment is the scary thing, or taking it to the next level, or getting married, or even giving up your independence technically, or whatever. It's like, if you want to take a relationship to the next level and you move in with a person, for example, it's like you're giving up a lot of independence, right? Or you're giving up your space, or you're allowing someone into your space. And that's kind of how I'm seeing that Tower energy for you there, for sure. For others, we're going to have to clarify this 4 of Wands in just a second to see where this is going. Next, you have the Flower Spirit here with this energy. I keep getting the word medicine. Again, I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice here, Cancer, but I'm getting something about the word medicine is popping into my head, or something about medicine. So again, go to a doctor if you are on medicine or something like that. I don't know. It's popping into my head. But I feel like you need to pay attention to something. Again, I am not a doctor. If I cannot make this clear enough, I'm not a doctor. Do not take this as medical advice. There's your disclaimer, right? But what I would say here is like I feel like there's something that could stand out to you here. It's like you could be, maybe you have a medical condition or something like that. And it's kind of weird how it's popping into my head. Like I literally feel like you could see something that's like literally red, like this flower that's right here. Or maybe maybe you're, at the store and you see like an advertisement for a medicine or something like that. Again, consult your physician, like I said. But if you have a medical condition, for whatever reason, it's popping into my head. I have to get it out there. It's like I feel like there could be something where it kind of like jumps out at you all of a sudden, and it could be something that really helps you significantly. It could also be like a supplement or something like that, but again, consult your physician before you do that. But again, it could be something like that. So I would just like pay attention to anything that jumps out at you. That's all I'm getting there. Very weird. I do feel like also it's like, again, I feel like something could be standing out to you here significantly. That's like really how I'm seeing it. I'm kind of seeing it, that card, as like a sparkle, if that makes sense. So again, if you're attracting like love into your life as well, I feel like someone could almost, it's like they stand out to you in some way. You have the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Four of Wands here. I love this. If you're attracting love into your life, you have all these kings here, which is a great energy. And, I feel like you're attracting someone with the King of Pentacles who is in it for the long haul. The King of Pentacles is someone who like wants establishment. He wants something permanent in his life. So if you're looking for love, looks really good to me. It doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to either. I don't attach gender to my card, so whatever you're attracted to, go for it. King of Pentacles is just the energy that you're dealing with here. And again, I feel like it could be someone who really wants to establish something. I feel like it could be a water sign as well. It could be a water and earth really kind of stand out to me in your reading. So it could be a water or an earth sign. I almost feel like this is divinely guided as well with the higher power card. So, I feel like it's someone who has great emotional depth with this card. And it could lead to marriage. You have the Four of Wands here. Are you kidding me? Cancer, definitely a very solid connection. So if you're looking for love, I feel like your answer is to, again, push it past the point where maybe you'd normally give up, or again, if it's the other people who always give up on you, I feel like you need to just kind of like look at like, why is that? I mean, again, I can't answer that question for you, and it is going to require radical honesty, right? We have to be honest with ourselves about why people leave us, right? It is uncomfortable, right? And, we have to be honest with ourselves. And usually it's like the other person or other people, they don't really maybe tell us like why they leave us, right? They don't say, like, I don't like this about you, because they don't want to be rude. Some people do, but for the most part, they don't do that. So it's like we have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to look at, like, where, what is it about us that could be causing someone to leave us or to walk away, right? And if you do that, I feel like you could be attracting love into your life. And again, take it whichever way it resonates here, Cancer. With the King of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. There you go. So basically the universe saying I meant what I said. If you're attracting a person into your life, I feel the word establishment is really popping into my head. So I feel like you could be attracting a person who's like very mature, who is established in life in general, very stable. But I also feel like they want like something established, they're in it for the long haul. They want like a family, they want marriage or whatever. And if you don't want a family, that's fine. Again, you could just be meeting a person who wants a deep commitment or something along those lines. With the King of Cups, you have the Page of Cups right next to the Page of Cups here as well. So Page of Cups right here, Cancer. So I do feel like there could be an admirer who's coming in for you. I feel like this could be a surprise as well. I mean, look at this. Ace of Swords, Tower, Page of Cups, Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Cups here. I feel for a lot of you, this could be very surprising. Or it could be, a surprise that kind of like more comes out of nowhere if you're looking for love. Even if you're not looking for love, again, that's not going to stop. People always leave me comments, or they're always like, I'm not looking for love. I'm like, you cannot be looking for love and someone can still enter into your life. You have every right to say, no, I'm not looking for love. Absolutely. You don't have to allow someone to date you or anything like that. But again, I do feel even if you're not looking for love, for some of you, there could be a person who is entering into your life in that capacity. Like I said, you have every right to say, no, I'm not interested. Absolutely. But again, it's there if you want it, is kind of like what I'm getting here. It's weird because I really am seeing this as a love reading, is what I would say to you. So if you don't want love, to me, it's also a new beginning reading. You have 4 aces here. In all 4 aces, which would say that there's an opportunity. The opportunity is going to be for freedom. I feel like the universe here, especially with this higher power card up here as well, Cancer, I feel like the universe is guiding you towards this right here, the 4 Wands. The 4 Wands is a card of marriage, but the 4 Wands is also a card of freedom. These people on the other side of the 4 Wands, they are celebrating because they have accomplished something. We have this this garland thing up here. And it kind of represents an accomplishment or completion or completing a cycle or completing something in your life. So I feel like you're kind of wrapping something up here. With the 4 Wands, you have the 6 of Swords, moving on to calmer shores. You know, in a lot of ways, I feel if you're not looking for love as well, this is just the universe who is trying to guide you towards like just a better life in general. 6 of Swords, moving on to calmer shores. This guy in the back of the boat right here, he represents a guide. And it could just be tied to this higher power card that you have here, Cancer. And he represents someone who guides people back and forth between the choppy waters and to the calmer shores, right? So I do feel like you are being guided towards bigger and better things. It's kind of funny. I really feel like there's nothing you have to do here in this reading. You know, I did these readings with the intention of getting a jump start on 2022. What can you do? I think the best thing you could do is some soul searching. Anywhere where you normally quit or stop on something, like I said earlier, I would look at why. Like, why is that I stop doing this? Why is it that I give up on things? Or why is it that I only can reach a certain level? That's what I would be looking at here with this reading. I'd also be looking at any adventures you would like to take. You know, especially in this middle row here. Page Wands, even the Tower card and the Fool and the Chariot, that to me is an adventure. If there's if you want to travel, or if you want to plan traveling, if there are just things you want to do, I would be looking into those things here with the Chariot. I would also be working on your power with that Chariot card. Chariot is about asserting your will. You know, in a situation, the Chariot is about taking control and being, kind of being in power, right? And it's a very, kind of empowering type of energy. So I would, I would look at that with the Chariot, but looks good. I like this. I like this reading. So thank you for being here, Cancer. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your year.